Hello everybody, welcome back to the Macrocast, your source for news and entertainment with the minds behind Macro Records. I'm your host, Mattson. My regular host, Downlow'd, is in New York City this week, and he sends his love. I brought good friend, special guest, WATCHoutLOUD back to help me do the show in his absence.
I'm wearing the big pants today.
And we're actually, we came over to Wes's. We're doing it in his little area.
My studio.
Got a green screen today.
We've upgraded a little bit. Just a little bit.
Well, yeah, once Downlow'd gets back, it's going to downgrade again.
Hey, we could always keep doing it here. Yeah. We got plenty of space.
So what have you been up to this week?
Just live streaming. Just new video games coming out that I've been playing, and dealing with a little bit of water damage here at my home, which
you were telling me about that.
Yeah. Apartments really do not know how to handle any kind of emergency. I'm going to put that out there.
Yeah.
Jesus. What happened was there was a big rain. My ceiling had a leak. They fixed the leak that I saw. Went to a closet that I never use and saw black spots on it. And so I called them in, and I thought it was black mold. Freaked me out.
Luckily, it wasn't though.
It wasn't. It's just it's just normal mold. It's still mold, but they're gonna scrape it off. But it's not black mold. If it explodes, like if you pick at it, explodes billions of spores and it'll infect the entire room or apartment. So
yeah,
I'm glad I don't have to do that. Yeah.
All right, so let's get into a little bit of macro news this week. The track you're hearing before this podcast is Space Horizon from House Guard. He's one of the newer additions to the label. It's a great track. You can pick it up today. Available exclusively on Beatport, same day as this podcast.
Yes.
I think that's pretty much it for macro news. If you want to get a macro shirt, kind of like the one I'm wearing, Wes has a bunch of them too. You can see him on his stream wearing them. Just go to shop.thisismacro.com for more info.
Is the store open?
Yes.
Oh, I need to go pick up a couple more shirts actually. I've been waiting for the store to actually open up. So.
Currently, I mean, if you can get in and buy a shirt before we get around to fixing it, shipping is free right now. So.
Awesome. That's a good deal.
Yeah.
So,
but shipping will be there eventually. It's just it's not there right now. So go take advantage of it. Go to shop.thisismacro.com. So our first topic is about pop star Katie Melua. I've never heard of her before.
I have no idea. You had that popped up, and I was like, "Who is that?"
It's this chick right here. I don't know.
I thought it was Lorde at first. No. I was like, what?
No, this chick is like not even famous. I mean, I guess she's remotely famous,
like C-class.
So she put this on her Instagram, a picture of these old earbuds that she had used, and she used them. And then she ended up feeling an uncomfortable feeling in her ear for a while until she ended up going to the doctor. Turns out, inside of those earbuds was a tiny little spider.
That's horrifying.
The spider then made its way into her ear. And luckily...
Didn't burrow down?
It did, but the doctors were able to remove it.
Is that actually from the ear right there?
Yes.
Footage?
This is also from her Instagram. It's pretty crazy.
I really... Wow. I'm scared. I don't want to live stream anymore. I'm glad we're not wearing headphones right now.
This spider escaped with his life, too. He lives.
Well, he doesn't deserve to live. Sneaky little bastard. He should have
been executed on the spot.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Lethal injection. Just go all out.
So, in other music news, Above and Beyond, UK trio... they're famous for letting fans come up and push the play button on the turntables at the start of their sets.
Yeah.
It's a cool little thing they do. Steve Aoki throws cakes. They do that.
That's cool.
The girl that they chose, let me see, where is it? In Denver. They chose this girl, and she ended up throwing up all over the equipment.
Like, waited, like that puke was just simmering until she got on stage, faced the equipment, and then let loose.
It was building inside of her, and then she got up there and was just like, bleh.
That's like a drunk terrorist attack right there. Like, it was, oh my god.
So Jono Grant from Above and Beyond tweeted, #puke the button.
What did they do after that? Did they clean it off, continue, or was it delayed?
Well, I mean, at a show like that, I'm sure they had spares. ready to go for them in
Okay.
case something like that does happen. They just plug in new mixers, new CDJs, and off they go.
I would suggest putting some see-through plastic for now on top, so you can still push the button.
Here's a video of it.
So did she press the button then throw up,
I
or
think so.
they seem to just kind of go with
The
it?
video
They're
doesn't
dancing.
show much.
Yeah. That's like,
According
look-
to DJ Mag Canada, Above and Beyond bravely played on. Bravely.
Bravely. Oh man,
So
that's
crazy, right?
Oh man.
I wonder. I don't think Above and Beyond is going to be doing the letting fans push their button much more anymore.
Like I said, I think they should just throw plastic on. They can still press that button, and then they rip the plastic off. And if there's puke on it, just kind of lift it up like a poncho and just
Shake it off
like a plastic puke taco.
Yeah.
That you just fold over and just throw it over. Maybe
That's
throw it to the
awful.
crowd. Sign it too.
Yeah.
That might help.
So, in other music news, Hans Zimmer, famous composer for movies.
Okay.
He's done a lot of really great stuff. He's known for working with Junkie XL, and Junkie XL used to be a resident in Vegas. He might actually still be.
Okay.
But he's also a producer, and he's been working with Hans Zimmer, and he's been brought in. Hans Zimmer brought in Junkie XL to help him score Batman vs Superman, the new movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I heard some interesting things that apparently Batman's going to be in a mech suit that's lined with kryptonite or something like that.
We talked about this 2 episodes, I believe, on the Macrocast. According to reports, he is going to be wearing a armored bat suit.
Yeah,
with,
not mech suit, but
with kryptonite linings and pieces of kryptonite in it.
yeah.
And it, like, lore-wise, it's not the first time Batman's done something like this. Batman is always 10 steps ahead of everyone else.
Oh yeah.
And if there's anyone who's gonna beat Superman, it's gonna be Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Like
He knows, like, one Superman comes in the picture on the planet, he's already got a back plan. And
I actually watched Justice League Doom again a couple days ago, and it's a animated short film.
oh, okay.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not that short. I think it's like almost 2 hours, but the whole deal with that is that Batman had a contingency plan for every single member of the Justice League.
That's awesome.
He had a way to kill every single one of them, and Vandal Savage gets his hands on that, and he enacts all
Whoa.
of Batman's plans against the Justice League.
So Justice League starts getting killed off, or is it just like the plans are in action?
They're trying to use the plans against all the Justice League.
Well, that's pretty cool. I got to check that out.
Yeah, check it out. It's really cool.
But that's sick.
Yeah. So, in other music news, a really shitty feature popped up on SoundCloud this past week.
Oh yay!
SoundCloud is now imposing ads on their listeners.
Audio ads.
Yes.
Oh,
video
man.
ads, I think, too.
Oh man. Did Google buy
SoundCloud,
them?
I don't know, man, but they've been talking about this for a while, about SoundCloud trying to monetize it, and it really doesn't make sense to me, because the artists who are, take their music seriously all have like pro accounts with SoundCloud, so they already pay SoundCloud a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly.
And now it's like, oh, we're gonna bring this in and start.
That just seems like nobody's going to want to go to SoundCloud. If somebody could. Well, I mean, there's always ad block, but
True.
as me as a creation or content creator, I mean, that's our income for the most part. So I use it on my own videos, like if I'm watching a video or watching a past stream or something like that, I'll use it just so I can not wait 2 minutes, or every 30 minutes, wait 2 minutes, so I can edit things, put highlights up. But for other people, I always leave the ads on. And if I don't want the ads, I subscribe to them.
Yeah.
Like on Twitch and stuff, and you lose ads. And
Well, that's not all channels, because I know some channels
they still put them on.
It's based on the channel creators selections, so they can make it so you still get ads as a subscriber.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not really missing a bunch. Usually they put the ads up if they're going to the bathroom or something
So
like that.
I wonder if SoundCloud is going to crop up with a feature that allows you to, pay, or maybe tack it onto their already existing subscription plans so you can get adless listening,
I feel like that's just a bad idea. Just the ads in general. Just
Yeah.
I mean, they could use picture ads on the side of the page, things that are quiet, things are not really
but I
in the
mean,
way,
but those ads are dangerous, man. Like, anyone who clicks on an ad on the side of the page now is out of their mind.
Oh yeah.
Because
any kind of clickable picture,
even on Facebook, man, if you click one of those ads on Facebook, you have just fucked yourself over.
Oh yeah,
congratulations.
You better have some good malware bites, or
yeah.
Oh man.
Or you better know your shit.
There's just a virus in everything nowadays.
Definitely. We were actually. I was talking about viruses for mobile devices.
Yeah.
And it's very real. Like, it's not hard. Bluetooth is the worst way to get a virus on your phone.
I keep that off. I was actually watching a thing called Video Game Theories. Mm-hmm. And it's a guy trying to see if the stuff in Watch Dogs could actually happen. And he starts going into mobile. How, like, there's one program that throughout a year, it will take a picture every now and then, and it's a machine that takes all those pictures and creates an exact floor plan of where you live, based off the pictures it takes throughout that year. So they have a full floor plan. They can go into your place and they can rob you.
Well, now, besides keyloggers, it's gone beyond keyloggers. There's screen loggers. They can log exact mouse movements, exact where you're looking at on the page, and very, very sinister stuff. Even in Person of Interest, which is, I know, a TV show, but a lot of the technology that they reference is very real. Like John's ability to clone a cell phone if you get close enough.
Yeah.
Like, they'll clone someone's cell. If you're a person of interest and they're watching you to see whether you're a victim or a suspect.
Yeah.
They just clone your cell phone and they can track your text messages, track everything.
There's even an app you can buy for, I think, 99 cents that you just, with a certain device that you plug into the top, you can just go up to somebody's wallet and scan it. It's meant to scan your own, so you can put it on file, like on the Apple Pay and stuff. But but you can literally just go up to somebody and it scans it, and you have their credit card right there.
It's the little chip inside your credit card, and I suggest if you ever order a credit card, request the card without one.
Yeah,
you can do that. And trust me, you want it, because all it takes is 5 seconds, even less, a second or two, of them to get their device close enough to your credit card, and they have all your information.
I usually try and leave my phone in my car, in like my glove box or stuff. And then also like email. I've had some notifications that people have been trying to sign into my email. Yeah. But I have security question. I also have to get a text message on my phone that I have to place in there after putting in the right password. Yeah. And then there's a secondary that if that number's wrong, it sends the code to my mom's phone. And then I call her up, and then she tells me the code, and I can sign in. Like, I have that on a bunch of things. It's like a three-way lock system.
Did you hear what happened to Apple Pay recently?
Yeah, the double charge.
Some people, one woman was charged 74 times.
Wow.
And the issue is, if you put your phone up to an Apple Pay register to scan it, if you leave it there for more than a second or two, it keeps charging.
Oh, okay. It's Bank of America, right? That's having the main bank that's having the problems with it.
So the lady who had 74 charges was like sitting there with her phone like that, like talking to the employee of this place, and it ended up getting charged 74 times. Either Visa or MasterCard, don't quote me on this, has another problem right now, where that chip that's inside the credit card will incorrectly charge you, and it'll charge you $999,999. Wow. Which, I mean...
Oh, man.
And a lot of the times the problem is it goes through. Like, the charge goes through.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really
and then you're
crazy.
In debt, and then it's like months and months of dealing with the bank, telling them what's going on. This is cool, by the way. But what I was going to say is I've noticed that Apple Pay... Well, I've always known that Apple Pay was going to have a lot of problems. I feel like they rushed it.
Yeah.
They concentrated too much on the bigger phone and not enough on these cool features that they wanted to bring in. And I also know CVS said they're never going to use Apple Pay.
Really?
Yeah, they're coming up with their own...
I hate CVS anyway.
I've never even seen
Fuck you, CVS.
I think I've seen one in Austin, and that's about it. But...
They're like the ghetto Walgreens.
Really? Okay.
I don't like... If you go inside a CVS, it's totally a ghetto Walgreens.
Would you consider Costco the ghetto Sam's?
No.
No?
I think Costco is actually a little bit nicer than Sam's, no?
I wish we had one over here, because I remember there's one on the east side, right?
There's one on the other side of town,
yeah. I've never been in one because I don't have a membership, really.
Yeah.
So, but what is this?
So this next thing is really freaking cool. It's a drone that is also wearable. So this drone converts into a bracelet for you.
Like a slap bracelet type thing?
Kind of, yeah.
That is awesome.
And so this is really cool. I already want one of these. Intel's prize-winning wearable is a selfie-taking drone that lives on your wrist. So this thing, you can command it to leave your wrist, and it'll follow you around, and it'll take pictures of you walking around.
So it's remoteless.
I don't know if it's remoteless.
Okay.
I think you may have to control it with some sort of device.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you can buy the normal drones on Amazon for about $200, and I'm thinking about getting one of those.
But this is totally different.
Oh,
yeah.
no. But I've been thinking a lot about drones lately because of that
really
South
cool.
Park episode. I don't know if you saw one of the newer South Park episodes.
Was it last week or?
Well, I think it was last. It was about drones.
Last week was microtransactions. They were making
fun
of like video games.
the Canadian one.
Yeah.
But no, the week before that, Butter's dad got a drone. Cartman goes over. He decides they want to try it out. He's not allowed to. Like, Butters isn't allowed to use it and stuff, blah, blah, blah. But they use it, and then Craig's mom is undressing, and they get it on film. And it's all a joke about her giant bush and stuff like that. It's hilarious. But then they get a neighborhood watch, but the neighborhood watch is all drones.
Oh, wow.
And then they start making fun of the whole Ferguson incident. Because one of the neighborhood watch drones gets shot because there's police drones now.
Yeah.
And it had a little gun at the bottom, so it shot one because he was looking in Craig's mom's window, too.
Okay.
And then the military drones start coming in, and there's a point where there's just drones everywhere, and everybody's just drinking wine and in their bedroom and stuff. So, but I've seen a lot of footage, and the footage looks great on these drones and stuff. But this is awesome here.
Yeah, I really want to try out one of these. This was for some sort of tech invention competition.
Oh, so there is a video.
Oh, this is from the Consumer Electronics Show that was recently in Vegas. I don't think we're going to see much in this video just because it's like a prototype.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's too big for...
Like, they have the idea.
Yeah, they're trying to set it off with the...
See, like, you can see that's clearly a prototype.
Yeah. I mean, that's way too...
And this is, like, what we're looking at here is some sort of 3D model or, rendered image.
One thing I'm worried about is, are those blades, like the propeller blades. If they're around your wrist, you bump into something, it breaks off.
Or hurts you or something.
Or if it turns on, it starts just going...
You just bleed out right there.
Like you're trying to be cool in technology and you suddenly become emo, involuntarily. But that's pretty cool. I'm definitely going to keep...
I want to try one.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to try a drone in general. They seem so easy to maneuver and stuff. And
either last week or the week before on the podcast, we showed a video. Deadmau5 got a new home, and he gave everyone a tour of like the land with the drone. It was really awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. So this next story, an Oklahoma teacher is suspended after allegedly putting students in the trunk of her car.
Wait, what? Wait, Oklahoma?
So a Catoosa teacher has been suspended with pay after she was accused of piling kids into her car and putting 2 kids in the trunk to run an errand.
Wait, with pay? Like, you're like, okay, you can put your kids in the trunk. We're gonna try and please the parents, so we're gonna fire. She's taking leave right now. I'm paid. But I feel like the administration was cool with that. And they're like, yeah, reward her. What kind of kids are these? She
loaded 11 kids into her Honda Accord and drove to Walmart.
How'd she get caught?
I don't know, man. According to the police report, 2 children rode in the trunk and others sat on the floorboards without seatbelts. The superintendent of that school district recommends she gets fired. I mean...
Well, he's like... it should be his decision. Or his or her.
Right?
But, wow.
That's crazy, huh?
Wow, let's all move to the moon. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. It's just getting more and more ridiculous.
It's really ridiculous. I actually said that because the new movie Interstellar, which I was gonna go see the other night, but I did not get to go see.
I want to see it, and I also want to see Nightcrawler. That looks good too.
It's like renewed, like even older people like my parents were talking about, colonizing Mars or something. I was like, I would go live on fucking Mars, just to get away from most of the people on this planet.
I don't know if you spoke about this in the past, and since you bring up Mars, you do know in some desert, NASA's running tests right now for 6 months. They've got for that Mars mission that they've been planning. It's a dome that is pretty much built to sustain life and stuff. And these scientists that want to go up there, some of the volunteers, they're putting them all in this dome. And if they ever want to go outside, it's in the middle of nowhere. If they ever want to go outside, they have to put the suits on, all that stuff, because they want to see if people can get along for 6 months at a time. And just how it mentally works and stuff. So it's been going on for, I think, about 2.5 months so far. So I haven't checked up on it. But
interesting.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty crazy. Reminds me of Biodome.
Movie. Definitely. That movie's pretty funny. It holds up well.
It does.
Isn't that that's Pauly Shore?
Yeah,
right?
Pauly Shore.
Yeah. Holds up well. I watched Tombstone last night. That movie holds up fucking amazing.
Which one is Tombstone?
It's with Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer. It's about Tombstone, Arizona. It's really awesome.
I'd have to see it.
It's
there's a lot of movies that I'm just forgetting about. It's just been
It's
so
pretty
long.
old, man. It's from 93.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was pretty young then. 93, I was like 6.
I was younger.
Jeez.
So, let's talk a little bit of TV news. We don't have much. Wes doesn't watch nearly as much TV as me or Downlow'd.
Oh, God, no.
Sci-Fi, the Sci-Fi Channel, is getting rid of their shows Haven and Eureka.
Well, I thought Eureka was already over.
It is, I think.
They're just getting rid of the reruns?
They're like pretty much saying no more Eureka ever, I guess. I don't know. But they're trying to produce these new shows, trying to get back to like their old Battlestar Galactica days.
I did see the new show they have where it's like from the 1950s or something. They launched a...
Which one is that? 12 Monkeys or Ascension?
Ascension, yeah.
Okay, so those are their two new shows that they're really pushing.
I'm a little curious about 12 Monkeys. I love the movie, but I don't know how the show's going to be. So, I mean...
Let's see.
I'm not sure where they're going to go with that. Well, I guess... He never really accomplished, spoilers, never really accomplished anything, even going through time and stuff.
Yeah.
He didn't really stop anything when I guess the elders kept sending him back. He wasn't doing anything right. So I guess it could continue from there.
We know that it's because of a man named Leland Frost. We find him, I kill him. That's it.
I have a feeling...
Got some good actors in there. She's from Suits.
What do I do?
He's also from Suits. So 2 former Suits actors are on this show.
The acclaimed film.
He's from X-Men, no?
He's the fast guy, right?
No, he's not Quicksilver. He was the fire guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw him first. Yeah, he was.
Is it? I don't know.
So.
Maybe he just looks like him.
I don't know. People need to stop looking like each other, confusing us.
He just looks alike. I don't think that's him. Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me.
Yeah.
Don't quote me.
Go back and mute that part, and then I don't know how that works. Just ignore it.
So, real quick, I want to talk about last night's Doctor Who season finale. The episode before this, it was a 2-part season finale, and I didn't get to talk about it last week because Downlow'd didn't watch it.
I haven't watched it because I like to binge the whole season.
So I won't spoil anything, but like the writing in the first half of last week's episode was terrible, like unwatchable for me. And I feel like the way they're introducing Missy and the way they're like kind of ending things with Clara and the Doctor is strange for me. It doesn't really
seems rushed. Maybe
I feel like she should have been gone at the beginning of this season.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like they totally just wrote her out just cause, and it wasn't good. But last night's episode was slightly better than last week's.
What would you rate this season?
I mean,
it's definitely not one of the best.
In terms of like overall style, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. But
No, that's pretty good.
But in terms of like writing, most of the episodes were hit or miss. And like, I'm sorry, but anything that Stephen Moffat's writing for the show now is not very good. Mathieson wrote a couple episodes that were by far my favorites of this season, so I hope he comes back and writes more next season.
Did he leave or something, or
he's just like a one-off writer. He doesn't
okay.
write long arcs, or he doesn't write.
Oh, he's just
lots
one
of
of the
story.
writers that
yeah,
works together.
he'll come in and write one episode, and then a couple episodes later he'll come back and write.
See,
another one.
that's usually a problem with shows, because sometimes a show can feel like it's all over the place. Like you were saying, it's hit or miss. Just because, I mean,
well, this season just downright like Capaldi is cool as the Doctor, and he's a very serious Doctor. He's even more serious than Eccleston was when the show was first revived in 2005.
yeah.
So, but he's really good at it. Like, he channels all the older Doctors really well, and he's a good Doctor. I just feel like the writing is lacking for him. But it's just not as fun as it is with like Matt Smith or David Tennant as the Doctor, because those episodes are just like pure fun.
Oh
like,
yeah, you're on the edge of your seat and you're just like, just the little joke cracks, and
like this season wasn't nearly as fun.
I'm a little nervous to go binge this season.
It's good. I mean, there were some episodes that were 10 out of 10 for me, like really good episodes.
Was this season based heavily on the Cybermen?
No.
Okay.
They only came up in the finale.
Okay.
They were the cool thing about it was they introduced a lot of new monsters and villains.
Okay, that's
like
cool.
the Boneless, Skovok Splitzer. You'll get to see all of these guys. They're pretty crazy. I wish. Do you know who Vastra and Strax is? Strax is like the Potato Man.
Oh yeah. Wait, does he come back in this?
He's in the first. Him and Vastra are in the first episode of the season, and we never see them again. I love those characters too. So
what?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a chance I might not even stream tonight. I just need to binge watch now. Man.
So at the end of last night's season finale, we got a sneak peek at the Doctor Who Christmas special, which they've, every year they have a Christmas special after the season ends. Nick Frost.
Really?
Yeah.
Nick Frost?
And he's Santa Claus. I feel like this is going to be a fun episode.
Oh, man, he's going to be like the alcoholic.
We can watch this real quick. It's 30 seconds.
Which is cool, because Simon Pegg was also in Doctor Who as the network, right?
Yeah.
Leader of the network.
It's Christmas, the North Pole. Who are you gonna call?
Was that Nick?
Yeah.
It didn't even look like him.
I know, he's Santa Claus.
Man.
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to that.
I always love those specials and stuff. Like the Day of the Doctor, that was fantastic.
Dude, Day of the Doctor is like one of my favorite episodes
Oh, yeah.
from the new series entirely.
Oh yeah, I love the specials. I don't know what it is. They always make them fun. They're always a joy to watch. A lot of people say they don't want to watch it because it's not like part of the season. I'm like, you just gotta get into it.
That's not really true either, because if you look at Day of the Doctor, it resolved an entire story arc.
Yeah.
And now, at the end of this season, we're finally starting to see the repercussions of that episode. Of the Doctor sending Gallifrey into that pocket universe.
Oh, wait, in this season?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I won't spoil anything, but we are seeing the repercussions of that. And the Doctor is starting to learn more about what happened. But what's interesting is Day of the Doctor, Downlow'd didn't remember this, but one of my favorite scenes in that episode is when they're all flying the TARDIS to Gallifrey and they're moving it into the pocket universe.
Yeah.
And there's like, oh, there's 11, 12, oh no, 13, and you see, all you see is Capaldi's eyebrows. But yeah, I really, really love that episode.
Yeah,
Really
I love Doctor Who. I mean, if you walk back there into my bathroom, my toothbrush is a screwdriver.
Oh, nice.
And the whole shower curtain's a TARDIS. So I shower in a TARDIS every morning. So
it's bigger on the inside?
Yeah. Well, no, it's actually smaller. But it's just an opposite. It's like a negative TARDIS. But yeah, that's cool. Oh, man, now you got me excited. Now I got to go binge watch now.
So, they recently released a new trailer for The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug.
I heard about this. I didn't get a chance to see it.
It's the battle, or no, not. Did I say Desolation of Smog? I meant the Battle of Five Armies.
I was about to ask. I was like, didn't...
That was the last one.
Yeah, what's this?
This comes out Christmas, like they have done for the last two. I'm really looking forward to seeing this. The improvement from the first one to the second one was massive too. So
The first one was kind of a build-up and kind of...
the first one was
like-
not good, man. Like the way the orcs looked, they were like glowy. They looked like angels in the
Really?
first one. The orcs,
Well, the orcs, they originated... They were like... they're deformed elves, aren't they? That... From the Black Army? Isn't that the... I mean, that's what I learned from... That's what I learned from Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah.
There's like a whole story and stuff of it. And then I watch a series on YouTube called Lore. So you can
Okay.
really see like a lore in 1 minute, which is pretty cool. Whoa, was that a baby one?
It
looked like
it looked like a goblin, not an orc.
Yeah, the big...
I think this is going to be a two-parter. Oh no, it's one movie? Okay. I'm down with that. It doesn't need
That's
a
good,
two-parter.
yeah. Well, that also brings up, I'm sure you talked about it, the Avengers. They, you know how Marvel released all the movies coming out in the next 5 years?
Last week we went over all of them.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed. Like, I'm on the fence about them breaking the last movie into two parts.
Which one?
The war or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Because, I mean, that way they can't rush things, but then I feel like...
I feel like Marvel can do that, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
their
they've got a
content
ton.
is so limited right now. Like, what they're going to be putting out in 5 years as to what they're putting out now is going to be huge.
They also released more footage of Ant-Man. I don't know if you saw that. It's only about 3 or 4 seconds. It's kind of behind the scenes, and it's like it doesn't really show much. It's just like the professor talking behind the table with the suit built and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess that's definitely in the works. It's on its
So
way.
we can hop over to DC real quick and talk about this.
Yeah.
They're making a Suicide Squad movie.
Are they?
Yeah, and everyone is really excited for this. They didn't think it was going to be big, but now it's looking like they're putting as much money and time into this as they're putting into Batman v Superman.
Did they... I heard something about Joker. Did they release who's going to be Joker?
So there's a lot of rumors, and the only reason we're talking about it is because these rumors are fairly confirmed. So it's still a rumor, but most likely this is what we're going to see.
Okay.
Jared Leto as the Joker, which I think this is a good choice, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people said William Dafoe, which would have been a better choice in my opinion, but I think Jared Leto, much like Heath Ledger, is going to be underestimated before he comes into that role.
Yeah, Heath Ledger was fantastic. I think that
everyone really didn't think he was going to be good either.
Oh no, and a lot of the stuff he did in that movie was fantastic. I mean, the explosion of the hospital, where it actually malfunctioned, and they only had the one take, and then him hitting it and actually getting scared by the explosion. That was all real life stuff. Him just improvising, which is fantastic. But yeah,
I think Jared Leto is a good choice, though.
I mean, I was on edge when I heard Ben Affleck was going to be Batman, but just because you can tell who he is by his chin. Like, it's one of those chins.
It bothered me a little bit, but I'm one of those people who's like, okay, Ben Affleck, he's a pretty good actor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see what he can do with the role. I think he'll do a good job.
I like how these villain movies are coming out, because there's also what's the Marvel one coming out? The
Unhuman?
No, it's
Inhumans, or which one? Which one are you talking about?
The one with the Vulture, and they're gonna bring in with Doc.
I'm not as familiar with Marvel as I am DC, so I'm not sure.
I just remember that was spoiled at kind of like the ending of the new Spider-Man that recently came out.
Was that one of the movies they were in that list, or?
I don't remember. It may not be made. Well, I mean, they released a movie list of all the way up to 2017. So
yeah, a lot of movies. Let me see. Okay, so I'm taking a look at last week's topics. No. Okay. It may be one of these movies from last week that they posted last week. So Infinity War Part 1 and 2.
Yeah, like we were talking about.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Thor Ragnarok. Captain America Civil War. Captain Marvel. Doctor Strange. Inhumans.
They released who's going to be Doctor Strange.
Black Panther. It's supposed to be Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
Which we talked about that last week too. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
He's
And there's the full timeline of it right there.
I'm pretty sure he's a Shakespearean trained actor.
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch is fucking badass. I have no doubt. Granted, that's another one of those things like where I'd much rather see William Dafoe's Joker, but we're getting Jared Leto, and I'm okay with it. I would much rather see Joaquin Phoenix, which was the first big rumor around Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
He would have made a perfect Doctor Strange.
And, I mean, Cumberbatch is, like, he kind of looks like an otter. I remember that meme going on.
Yeah, his face isn't very Doctor Strange. Like,
Yeah,
I hope he grows the mustache or mustache goatee combo.
Yeah, he's got to have that. It's kind of like a chiseled look, almost. Yeah. He's got kind of like a round and soft. You never know. Soft and weak.
Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it on that front. Episode 7, the new Star Wars movie has a name now, The Force Awakens.
I read about this as well. I read most about everything involved in this, mainly because of following IGN and stuff like that on Facebook, so thank God for that, or I'd be out of the loop. But yeah, I mean...
You know what's funny is there was a fan film from 2004 called Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Really?
Apparently, no one from Lucasfilm knew about it. Like, it was terrible. They got a quote from the guy who made it, and he was like, no wonder they don't know about it. It was terrible.
Oh, wow.
And I actually watched it. It was so bad I had to shut it off. Like, it was Star Wars like set in our world. Like, there was a Jedi driving a car. I was like, no, this is terrible. I had to shut it off, man.
Darth Maul is driving a red Ford Focus.
Yeah. It was like a shitty car, too. I was like, oh
man.
my God.
Now is the new... I've always wondered, is the new Star Wars going to go after...
It's set 30 years after after Return of the Jedi.
Okay. 30 years.
30 years. So, which is really cool. I mean, in the Legends universe, which is all the lore that is no longer canon.
Yeah.
So, like, what happened was 5 years, I think, they fought the Empire again with Grand Admiral Thrawn and, like, that entire trilogy and, you know, a clone of the Emperor. But, I'm kind of okay with the fact that we're not going to see this because I'm hoping that they show the Jedi Order being rebuilt and like Luke Skywalker as Grand Master rather than just...
Yeah, it's going to be crazy to see the old characters coming back in. And it's going to be an experience, and I just hope they do it right.
I think they will.
I know that the next movie has a whole nother director, doesn't it?
Yes.
The movie after?
Yes.
So I'm a little worried about that.
I think it's okay.
Yeah, but I mean, if they collaborate and they speak about it and they keep it on par...
It's still a lot of the same producers.
Oh, okay.
And you still have, you know, George Lucas is, you know, the main creative consultant on all the films.
Oh, he's actually...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or he's heavily involved in it.
Oh, okay, that's good.
The lady who's like in charge of Lucasfilm now is like Kathleen Kennedy, I think her name is, and she's like one of the main producers behind all of them as well. So she's like...
So we got the same face kind of working with all the movies. That's good, that's good.
Yeah. So, the last half of our show is going to be mostly video game based. I figured since, you know, we're here with Watch Out Loud today, we'd talk video games.
Yes!
So... GTA 5 comes out this week, right? This next week.
On next-gen consoles, PC will release on February...
2015, right?
2015, I believe, not the 7th, the 14th of February.
So Xbox One and PS4, next week you're going to be able to play GTA 5 remastered. You know, a lot of new add-ons in this. One of them, most notably, is first-person mode.
But it's... Let me just clarify. It is not... Because if you know anything about creating video games, they can put the camera anywhere. It's not somebody just taking the camera view and putting it in the player model's head.
Yeah.
Where you see stuff. They animated, you know when the phone usually comes up, like just sitting on the screen? They animated a hand that comes up and goes on the phone and stuff. They detailed weapons a little bit better with reloading and stuff like... They went into detail with it, and it
really
looks
badass.
great. And apparently it's supposed to change the entire gameplay of it. So
They also added 30-man online events.
wow, I remember it was max 16.
Now it's 30-man.
Well, the computer can handle it.
Definitely. The Xbox One and PS4 can most definitely handle it.
I believe we only got the PC because of like a change.org petition type thing
Oh,
that
really?
they sent. Yeah, we I think there was 58,000 signatures on it, or it went crazy within the first week. So
It's
they
crazy.
didn't want to port it. They were always going to port it to the next gen, but
I'm glad they didn't. Like, the game itself was good, but now I feel like with these upgrades, it's going to be so much better.
oh yeah, like Twitch, it'll be on the top list, the top 3 for like months and months.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, it's still pretty high up there on the top games being played, and it's pretty almost a year old, right? Is it over a year?
Over a year.
Over a year?
September 2013 is when it came out.
Oh wow, okay. So yeah, we've been waiting way too long for this. I know I have. I've been checking it out.
I mean, it wasn't like when you look at the release of Grand Theft Auto games, it wasn't that bad considering we just had one last year. Even though it's the same game, a lot of the same content, it's like I feel like this is what GTA 5 was truly supposed to be from the get-go, and it sets the ground for the future GTA games, that's for sure.
It's kind of like in-your-face 360 and PS3.
I feel like they know what
better.
they're going to be doing for the newest iteration on only next gen.
I really feel like when they do a release, they need... I understand they don't release on PC immediately because of all the pirating and stuff like that, and they can lose income for that, but previous GTAs, we've only had to wait maybe max 7 to 8 months, and it's been over a year with this one, and they almost didn't even want to make it, so...
well, if you look at last year, like, when it only came out on the last gen consoles,
they broke records, didn't they?
It's one of the highest selling games of all time. They sold $1 billion in the first weekend. Like
it's a great game.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't get to play it because I don't really have a console. So
well, you'll get to play it in February 2015.
Oh man.
And then what do you think? So what do you think some of the first mods are going to be?
Some of the mods. First one off the bat, superhero stuff. Bringing in the Iron Man suit. I mean, that's on GTA
cool.
4.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably just customized vehicles. I guarantee you somebody's going to make a Google Glass since with the first person.
That'd be cool.
Somebody's going to make so you can take the selfies instead of doing the selfies like that.
Or
like
what if we could have the wearable drone like we talked about earlier?
That would be awesome. I hope that comes out.
Get on it. So this weekend was BlizzCon.
And there were some amazing announcements at BlizzCon.
So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Overwatch.
The Blizzard version of TF2, but 1,000 times better.
I mean, honestly,
team-based.
It feels like I'm not going to be playing this game.
Really?
I honestly, like when I look at it, I see elements of like they're trying to do the Team Fortress thing, but then they also have like this Destiny element to it.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of the classes and the gameplay mechanics behind them, like the 4 abilities and a 5th ultimate. It's like I don't know. I feel like they're trying to go too much with the flow. Like,
but this is the first new series that they've come out in 10 years?
I mean, they worked on Titan for 8 years, and then they cancel it and come out with this. It just doesn't make sense to me.
That's true. But I mean, I'm kind of excited for it. I'm just like, I saw the trailer and I was like, yeah.
I'm sure people are gonna love it. The beta starts next year. You can sign up already if you're interested. Let me see where you have to go to sign up. Just go to the official Overwatch site, us.battle.net/Overwatch.
I think Blizzard knows, if anybody knows what they're doing, Blizzard knows what they're doing. I mean, I don't play WoW.
Blizzard makes great games. I mean, I've played WoW, not a huge WoW fan.
I was a StarCraft kid back in the day.
I don't play StarCraft, but I thoroughly enjoy watching other people play StarCraft.
It's a lot of fun. But I think they'll do a great job. But bringing up beta, I just want to go ahead and mention that I just recently tried out the Evolve alpha.
Let's go ahead and talk about that.
Oh, was that actually?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you your first impression. What about StarCraft 2? Let's talk about their announcement for StarCraft 2.
I thought StarCraft 2... Well, this is a...
it's a DLC.
Yeah, it's a DLC. StarCraft 2 already came out. See, I never got into StarCraft 2. It was... I just never got into it.
Yeah.
I know Sebastian plays a lot of it.
Yeah.
And he gets all the DLCs, but is there like a new class or something with this DLC or
I don't know what people are so excited about it, to be honest.
I mean, all I know is the Terran, Protoss, and the Zerg. That's what it's been like forever.
Apparently, to play it, you don't need the first StarCraft 2 or the expansion.
Oh, so it's kind of like its branch-off game.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Zerg Ravagers are anti-Protoss units that can break through force fields with a corrosive bile attack.
Yeah, I'm not sure what any of that is, but I mean,
it will add 2 new gameplay modes: Archon mode, which allows 2 players to share control of a single base and army in multiplayer for co-op, and Allied Commanders, another co-op mode where players assume the role of commanders from the StarCraft franchise, tracking scenarios and leveling up their heroes.
as long as they don't create another StarCraft Ghost. If you don't know what that is, they decided one time, way back around StarCraft 1, to make a first-person game as you play as a ghost. The characters that can go invisible and stuff, they're kind of like ninjas almost of the game, and it was awful. It was pretty much Alien.
Yeah,
it was pretty much the Alien game because there's just you're on a Terran ship, Zerg everywhere. And it was kind of cool to see the Zerg up close, and it was kind of creepy, but it was stupid. It was like one of their downfall. Nobody knows about it. Nobody speaks about it. It's like I think they're trying to bury it.
Yeah,
that's what they replaced the ET cartridges out in the desert with.
Yeah, I bet. So, we actually, on Macroplay, we were trying to play the Evolve beta for PS4, and then it was canceled.
Did they completely cancel it?
They completely canceled the Evolve, or Alpha, on PS4.
Because with I know they were having a lot of problems with the PS4.
Yeah.
And they actually gave us 3 more extra days on the Alpha. Because
I
thought they
platforms?
fixed it. No, just on everyone. Everyone got
okay.
3 more days.
Well,
and
yeah.
I thought that was because they fixed it, and they were like, okay, now you guys get to play your full weekend, but it's throughout the week.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was completely cut off.
Yeah, it didn't even come to PlayStation 4. No one even tried it.
Oh, man.
We really wanted to play it for Macroplay. You know, at least get a couple episodes of it.
Amazing.
Give us your first impressions. You got to play it for PC.
Yes, and let me tell you, it looked beautiful. I had it on ultra settings, and for an alpha game, it's pretty polished, first of all. The environments, you think it's just hunters chasing a monster. There were parts where I was a hunter, and I backed off while trying to shoot the monster, and a giant Venus flytrap got me, and I died right there, which is cool. Well, it's not cool, but the cool part is if you do die, you have to wait a minute, 30 seconds. You can come down on a drop ship again and join your friends. But man, is it addictive! Oh
really?
Man, there's unlockables. You level up. Their matchmaking needs to be fixed a little bit because I was level 1 going against level 23s.
Oh, ouch!
And getting my butt handed to me. But
the population was probably so small they just had to match you with anyone.
I think they were really just trying to put it all in one server and just overload those servers. That's the whole point of this alpha.
Well, stress test,
yeah.
I mean, I read a lot of comments and first reactions from people. One of the main problems people had with it is they felt like all the environments were really similar, so like it can get repetitive a little bit.
There was a big difference. If you kind of look at, there's 2 that were completely different. There was like a kind of jungle green one, and then there's another one that's kind of like a snowy. There's snow coming down, you can't see too far ahead of you, which was really cool. And you could also lose the hunters in that snow, the heavy blizzard fall. Yeah. But yeah, they're very similar. There was only 4 maps to choose from, and 2 of them were almost identical. I thought I was playing on the same map.
So, what about your group experience? Like, did the people who you were able to group with, were they? Did you get on voice chat with them?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The community, amazing. I was very on edge about that.
Imagine it's good for PC. Well, another big complaint I heard was Xbox was terrible. People would get in a group and no one would have a headset, so you couldn't talk to anyone. And that's a big problem with any multiplayer game, especially something like this, which is like, it's kind of like a Left 4 Dead 2 type of thing.
Yeah.
But like Left 4 Dead 2 was most fun when played with 3 other people in the room with you, or being able to talk to those.
I could never play with the bots because the bots would never come to save you. And you're like, Francis.
Yeah.
But no, my theory on that is first of all, I signed up for one beta key.
Uh-huh.
I got 14.
Oh, nice.
And I gave them all away. They were just sending them to say, give them to your friends. And I was like, oh, I thought this was exclusive, but it really wasn't. And that just means they were trying to test the server, so they were just handing them out like free candy.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people that were not like personally optimized for this game, Sebastian could barely play it because his computer was running it so slow. He had to run on medium.
Wow.
He has a fairly old card. But I feel like a lot of these people just got the game and they're like, hey, let's try it out. They don't have a headset probably based off games they already play.
Yeah.
And but I mean, in the future, when people actually buy this game, they're going to have the headsets. They're going to be ready to communicate and stuff like that. I feel like it was just a big smoldering pot of just random people that came in just because it was a free game for a week. But I mean, on the PC, there was a lot of talking. You would have to start it up, and then everybody would start talking. Some people would help you out. And
well, because from what I heard, group coordination can become quite important in these encounters.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the medic... The most important thing on the medic, of course, is healing, and then also has tranks, so you can slow down the monster. Trapper has a shield, so you can trap him.
Did you get to play as the monster?
Yes, multiple times. I tried.
So what's more fun, playing as the monster or playing as a hunter?
It's equal, and I like that because the way it's set up is you choose what class you would rather play as, and it sets it up in a line of like 5. And it'll try and put you as that in matchmaking first. And if it can't find that, it'll go to the next one and next one. So you're always kind of playing your favorite class. But I played every class, and I enjoyed every bit of them. I think the only one that was kind of a pain in the butt was the Assault, who is just a guy with a machine gun. Because that's all he does. He just has a gun. The other guys have traps.
Straight DPS.
My favorite support, he's a bearded guy. Of course, you can add shields to people and stuff, and you can drop artillery shells.
That's cool.
You can mark certain areas and drop artillery shells, so you can do a lot of damage. So that's fun.
I'm looking forward to playing it.
I already pre-ordered it.
Nice.
After doing the alpha, I immediately went and pre-ordered it.
Cool.
So
they're
also going to be releasing a new monster sometime this month. They're going to be announcing.
So how many? There was 2 monsters.
There's the Kraken, which is like Cthulhu, and then there's the other one that just kind of looks like the lizard from Spider-Man. Kind of just crazier. Yeah,
this one.
Yeah, that's the Kraken.
Okay.
Who's kind of like Cthulhu. He flies, shoots laser beams, stuff like that.
And this is the other one.
That's the one I played as most.
Okay.
But it's really cool because you run around, you eat or other living things running around, and then when you eat them, sometimes you can get a buff. But the more you eat, you fill up this circle, and then you evolve, and you can upgrade your attacks even more. And then, man, once you get to Evolve 3, which is the max one, it's really hard to beat the monster.
Wow.
So it's
cool.
crazy.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's a lot of fun.
So, one of the last times you were on the podcast, we talked about swatting. And,
yes.
This isn't necessarily swatting, but it's still pretty bad. One of the developers from Bungie, who was involved on Destiny, was awoken by police after a fake 911 call led them and a SWAT team to his house.
Do you know what the call was, or?
The caller said that he had an assault rifle and he had placed explosives in the yard and was holding a family hostage.
That's swatting. It's just not live streaming swatting, but that's exactly what they do. Man.
The caller also told the police department that he wanted $20,000 the guy wanted $20,000 to release the family. So at 4 a.m. the police responded, and it lasted about 45 minutes until they figured out the call was fake.
That's ridiculous, man.
Crazy. That
is ridiculous. That is a huge fear of mine. Because, I mean, anything can go wrong. Somebody could have an itchy trigger finger. And then an innocent person
someone's dead.
We got another Ferguson on our hand.
Yeah.
Jeez. But, man.
It's awful.
That is a humongous fear of mine. Just because I try and hide everything about my life online. Because when I stream, I don't want to hear my door being kicked in and then suddenly...
But, I mean, like we talked about in the earlier part of this podcast, cybersecurity is really, I mean, it's not that hard for people to find you.
Oh, no. It can take somebody that's skilled seconds. Yeah. Just to do whatever they want. Just take over your life. Man, that's somebody jealous of success. That's what it is usually.
Yeah.
Man. I'm going to have nightmares now. First spiders in the ear, and now getting swatted.
We should have talked about this earlier because this is also a little bit of BlizzCon news. They released some stills, I'm guessing from the photography part of the Warcraft movie.
Oh, okay.
And here we get to see, an Alliance member and a Horde member. And we get an idea of what they're going to look like in the movie.
I had no idea they were even making a movie.
Oh, yeah.
This is the first I'm hearing of. That's kind of cool.
At E3, or was it at Comic-Con, actually, San Diego Comic-Con this year, they showed a 6-second title screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which was this picture right here.
I bet the crowd went nuts.
Yeah, here, let me see if I can find it. I'm looking forward to this. I'm down to go watch it.
Yeah. We haven't really had a good, I guess you could consider it. Well, I mean, The Hobbit. But other than The Hobbit, you don't really see any good medieval type films, like fantasy medieval time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, definitely. Is. Here, let's see. Yeah, this is all there was.
Just burning.
So now we have a little bit more. It's only slightly more. But
I know and I should have brought this up too, they're making that Dead Rising movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're in the process of it. They released some stills of that as well. They're in a warehouse. I don't know how that's going to be. I hope it's a comedy, because when I play that game, I think it's all about a man wearing a dress running through a mall, knocking down as many zombies as he can.
Yeah.
But, man, some cool movies coming out.
Very cool.
Oh, man, next year is going to be a good year. Nobody's going to see me for a while.
These next couple years are going to be crazy in terms of the content that we're getting.
I'm just a little on edge about this Warcraft. I don't know I don't know what the story's going to be. I don't know if you're going to have to be really involved in the game to understand the movie.
I don't think so.
I mean, I know the game, and I actually played the game for a couple months, and then I jumped out of it, World of Warcraft. So I don't know too much about the lore or anything of it.
Yeah.
But it seems interesting. There's a lot of craziness in World of Warcraft that I'd like to see.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Well, that's our show.
Awesome. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a really good show. Thanks for helping me out while Downlow'd is absent.
No problem. Thank you for dealing with my knick-knack table here.
So, do you have anything to plug before we get out of here?
If you guys ever want to find me or watch me play some video games drunk and sober, you guys can find me on twitch.tv/WatchOutLoud for live streaming, and YouTube /WatchOutLoud for /. Okay, I've been given the wrong link for years now. /WatchOutLoud. Just Twitter, Instagram, all that nonsense. It's all Watch Out Loud. Real easy to find.
It's not hard.
Not hard at all.
And if you're watching on video, you can also find them by looking at our favorite channels down here.
I don't like where you're pointing. Alrighty then.
Don't forget, thisismacro.com is the hub for all things Macro Records, our blog, Let's Play, podcast, music, and everything more. Don't forget to check out shop.thisismacro.com, the official store for Macro Records. You can buy any of our shirts, available now. Don't forget, free shipping for a limited time until we get that fixed. So go buy a shirt now while the shipping is still free.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. You don't need the money. You need the clothes.
Thanks for listening and watching. Bye-bye.